Just before the Hokuseiho affair, when all seemed calm and serene as the Karo Sea, the ex-Ishiura poured out his heart to his hometown magazine Become. Here is the story of his sumo beginnings. I love Tottori, says Coach Magaki, and always wanted my sumo to bring joy to Tottori locals. I felt this especially keenly when making it up to Division 2, and they announced me as from Tottori City, Tottori Prefecture. It was great in that way to raise Tottori's profile across the nation, and even better to realize the dream I'd pursued since elementary school. The hometown excitement was tangible. You could really feel the locals' delight at having a sekitori to cheer for the first time in 50 years and more. And their reaction to my Fighting Spirit prize was really something else. It remains to this day my finest pro-sumo achievement. When I saw all those hundreds of Tottori fans gathered at my annual fan club event, I felt even more emboldened. And one of them, of course, gifted me the golden sash I wore in the ring, themed on Tottori's sand dunes. I took up sumo aged 5, as my father was such a big sumo figure, and it's probably fairer to say I was made to do it. I started practicing earnestly round about age 8, when one of my school's alumni came back to properly teach us. I did sumo begrudgingly at first because I was so damn small and kept losing to beginners who were physically bigger. I wondered what the point of all my practicing was. I wasn't winning many back then, and although I scraped through to age group nationals, I was promptly sent packing in round 1. Boy, it took a long time to get good. What kept me going in those days were the great friends around me. They went to different schools, so we had lots of things to talk about when we met for practice twice a week. But despite their attempts to lift my mood, I was still more enamored with baseball overall. My fondest childhood sumo memory is of finally lifting a trophy. That came at my school's annual sumo competition divided into year groups. I'd never been number 1 before, so that still stands out in my mind. And it started to give me belief. In junior high, we had several sumo exchange students from all over Japan, which increased my competitive spirit. But I still couldn't get to like sumo itself, though. My outlook only changed after getting through university. I went to Australia on a language exchange and found myself watching sumo online and thinking, if I were fighting this guy, I'd try to attack him like this. Dreaming up ways to beat the stars day after day made me notice how much I in fact liked this sport. Before that, I'd hardly watched it. Only a few times at my grandmother's house, I reckon. Now, don't get me wrong, there were amateur fighters I loved to watch, but the pro game seemed all power-based, very different to how I fought. It was hard to form a bond. Before hitting Australia, in fact, I'd considered walking away from sumo due to intestinal trouble. I ended up taking 2 years away, and my body weight shrank to just 80 kilos. So when I suddenly had a change of heart and said, I want to turn pro, those around me basically scoffed. That meant I had to cast off my shackles and believe in who I could become. Don't let the words of others or your own inner thoughts blind you to your potential and kill your dream to soar.